The morning show starts right now with a breaking news alert.
Also breaking overnight, a man is dead after being shot at a motel on Jacksonville's north side. News4JAX reporter Ashley Hardin is live on Harts Road. Ashley, officers do have someone in custody. Here's a look at the scene last night shortly after the shooting happened. JSO says officers were called to the area last night where they found a man in his 40s who had been shot. He later died at the hospital. Police are now speaking with witnesses. No one is hurt after a fire broke out at a Jacksonville Beach condo. This is footage of the scene last night on the 1st Street. When crews got there, there were flames coming out of a 15th floor balcony. The owner was not home at the time. The fire is currently under investigation. 8 days after Hurricane Ian made its landfall in Southwest Florida, more than 139,000 people are still without power or drinkable water. That's a huge drop from the first start of the week, when more than 2 million people were out of electricity. 3 disaster shelters are now open, 2 in Leon County and 1 in Sarasota County. State officials fear it could take months, even years, to rebuild what Ian destroyed. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is investigating a series of armed robberies in the Arlington area. Police released photos of a person involved. They believe the crimes may have been committed by the same person. News4JAX reporter Joe McLean spoke with a store owner who says he's being targeted.
The owner of this smoke and vape shop asked that we not publish his name or the name of his store because it's been hit 6 times by this armed robber over the past couple of months. He now says he needs the community's eyes and ears to help put a stop to it.
Of course, about 3 months to 4 months, less, like around 90 days. This place been robbed 6 times.
This business owner asked that we not identify him or his business after the place was robbed at gunpoint 6 times in recent weeks.
Walks in, COVID mask on, glasses, tried to buy something. Once the register's open, he put a gun to the head of the employee. I mean, he's putting our employees' lives at risk, our business at risk.
During one of the robberies, the suspect took the employee into the back of the store, forced the employee onto their knees, and implied that the employee would be executed.
It's like the stuff you hear about in war zones that's happening here in our beautiful city.
We checked Jacksonville Sheriff's Office crime reports over the past 3 months within a mile of the smoke shop. The agency's records show 6 armed robbery incidents and 9 burglaries. For this owner and his employees, the repeated crimes are causing daily anxiety.
We just want our employees to be safe, we have a very safe environment. We're very diversified. We have college students working for us. We have fathers working for us. We have single mothers working for us. We just want them to feel safe.
To help make that happen, the owner is putting up a $5,000 reward for any tips that lead to an arrest. That's on top of the $3,000 being offered by First Coast Crime Stoppers. In the meantime, I asked the owner if he's taking any increased security measures.
We have a weapon now in every store. Somebody's standing guard right now. That's the only way we can do it.
The owner also said all of his store locations have an employee who is armed now. And he said the other option was to hire a security guard, which he says his business just can't afford. Joe McLean, Channel 4, the local station.
Vote 2022, a new political ad for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office race is aimed at candidate Lakeisha Burton. Her opponent, TK Waters, claims that she just can't be trusted and brought up an arrest that happened in her past. News4JAX Tarek Miner takes a look at both of their campaigns with 2 different perspectives.
Lakeisha Burton doesn't respect the law. She was caught potentially violating campaign laws, taking potentially illegal contributions.
There are strong allegations made in a campaign ad from Jacksonville Sheriff candidate TK Waters against his opponent for Sheriff, Lakeisha Burton. When News4JAX asked Burton what's true and what's not, she agreed to meet us for an on-camera interview.
The commercial says you were caught potentially violating campaign laws and taking
potentially illegal contributions and making illegal expenditures. Is this true?
No, it's absolutely not true.
We reached out to the Florida Elections Commission, which would investigate a complaint like this. They cannot give information about a case or even confirm a complaint was filed until after the investigation is complete. And the commission told us there was nothing they could disclose about any complaints against Burton. The commission's investigation can take months, and if a candidate is found to have broken campaign rules, the penalty is generally a fine. The second allegation in the ad:
Burton was arrested and charged with theft and battery. She pled guilty.
But this is clearly distorted.
Burton, who's 47 years old, admits she was arrested in Columbia County in 1994 when she was a single mother in college. She says her encounter with police after her arrest motivated her to climb the ranks in law enforcement.
It was a theft of a TV, and what I did was I went to, I sold it, and I was able to pay my light bill. I was in survival mode, you know, and as I reflect, people often ask, what would you change in your life? And I absolutely wouldn't change anything. As a matter of fact, my entire career, I've been openly sharing my story in hopes to help other people not give up, and also show other people that it's important to give people opportunities.
We checked court records. The theft case was resolved through pretrial diversion, and in the battery case, she pled guilty and adjudication was withheld. As far as the third allegation in the ad, Burton says she did not almost lose her home for not paying property taxes, saying it was an error by her mortgage company after her mortgage was sold. Burton's property tax records are confidential because of her law enforcement status, but tax officials tell us a tax certificate, as seen here in the commercial, doesn't mean that you're necessarily in danger of losing your home. Burton had this message for her opponent, TK Waters.
And I hope TK would hear this today. I would take a bullet for him. He's my colleague. We're just competing for this, but I will not go dirty and negative and tell lies. I'm running on truth.
TK Waters did not agree to an interview, but his campaign released this statement. The ad is thoroughly sourced, and it is an accurate representation of Lakeisha Burton's reckless disregard for the law throughout her career. The election for sheriff is next month. Your voice matters, and the last day to register to vote for November election is coming up. Yes, that is right. You have until Tuesday, October 11th, that's next week, to get that registration filled out and submitted. That is also the last day to change your address or your party affiliation. Duval County will begin early voting as early as October 24th. Election day has been set for November 8th. As you prepare to cast your vote, you can read more about each candidate and the issues you'll find on your ballot with the News4JAX Voters Guide. We've asked each candidate the questions you want to be answered and compiled them into just one place. Just go to news4jax.com/votersguide. The Orlando free fall ride that killed a teenager earlier this year is coming down. How Icon Park plans to honor this memory? Coming up next.